PhD thesis. This is how it looks like. And this PhD thesis, of course, was submitted to IIT Kanpur. And this is how it looks. There are several formalities that we have to complete while we are doing the PhD thesis. This is approximately how your PhD thesis also is going to look like.
सर शायद अभी ब्राउजर दिख रहा है.
Okay, so look here. This is an abstract of the thesis, and then we have got your acknowledgements, and then we have got some foreword if you want to write some forewords and all that, and then we have got this table of contents. Now, some of the things that we have to do when we are doing this table of contents is that some of the contents are with Roman letters and some of these contents are with numbers. You are seeing this, and then you are seeing that this table of contents has this dotted representation. What I am saying is that this dotted representation can be generated automatically. If whether you are using LibreOffice or whether you are using Microsoft Word or you are using LaTeX, this table of content can be generated automatically. We will see that today, how to do. And we can start with LaTeX if you want, or we can start with Microsoft Word, which is the simplest one, which you are mostly familiar with. Okay, let me again. Somebody is there in there. Okay, so and okay, now when we are writing these chapters, you see there is a list of figures, the table of figures which are there in the document, and then there is a list of tables in the document. Some people also use the list of symbols in the document, and here and from here we start our main work. You can see here, this is how the chapter looks like, and this is so. IIT Kanpur gave me that freedom that you can actually format your thesis as you want, as long as it adheres to the basic guidelines which are given. Okay, so this is looks done a bit of uh, how to say detailing in the first chapter. Incidentally, I would not advise you to do the same kind of detailing in the first chapter, but that detailing was necessary because there are several numbers of chapters in my thesis. In fact, I have got 13 chapters. So that's the reason why I will advise you, in case you are using lesser number of chapters, restrict your first chapter to 1 or 2 pages, maximum 3 pages. But I have got 8 pages of first chapter because it uses that much of detailing, and that kind of detailing is required for the discussion that I'm going to engage myself in the later chapters. Anyway, so let us close my thesis. Enough of self advertising and self boasting. Let us close my thesis and we will start with Microsoft Word. I have also introduced to you a tool called Zotero, if you remember. So Zotero here, I will just start Zotero also. So as you know that okay, for the sake of uh, very interesting thing, that what I've done is I have got a list of all the items that I have included, I mean, that I referred during my PhD. So there are about 1,000, more than 1,000 articles that I have referred to during my PhD, and all those documents are listed here. Okay, so this is the list of all those papers. All right. anyway. So I have to catch hold of these papers and add them to the references. That is a different part of the discussion. So let us start with Microsoft Word. The Microsoft Word interface for Office 2016 looks like this. Okay. And so you can don't bother about the language because in my computer, on my laptop, the language is in French. So that's the reason why you might see many of the commands in French. Don't worry about that. There are equivalent commands in English. The symbols, the icons are the same. So that's the reason I did not have the problem. But you will see many things in French anyway. Don't worry about it. So we have to open a blank document. And this is how I open a blank document. So I just click on the blank document and I've got this. Okay, so this is Office 2016, a licensed copy of which I have on my laptop. I purchased this copy. All right, so when I am writing my paper, a research paper I am writing, so usually what will happen, all the journals, whether it's a Singer journal or it's an Elsevier journal, Wiley journal, all the journal publishers have what we call as a template document format. So, okay, let me see, somebody is coming in. Okay, so you can either create that template format or you can type in the raw format. So I am assuming that I am trying to create in the raw format. And first of all, what I'll do is I will type the title of the paper. Okay. And then I will go by section, and then I will type the section title and then the subsection title and then the subsection title. So there a section title will be labeled as 1 point something and the subsection title will be 1.1. The subsection will be 1.1.1 and so on and so forth. So I can, when I'm typing my paper, adhere to those kind of titlings. Now, incidentally, in your word, many people, what they do is they will type the 1.1 and they will type the 1.2, they will type the 1.1.1 and all that. But let me tell you that it is possible to generate that automatically. Let us see how we can do that. But first of all, let us type the title of the paper. First of all, the title of the paper. Okay. So in general, this is where the title of the paper is already the title of the paper is here only. Okay. So let us type the title of the paper. Now the title of the paper has certain specifications in certain journals. So let me write down those specifications and then accordingly we will format the document. One, we can do that, or we can format the document as we are going, or we set the format first and then type the document. It depends on how you want to do it. Okay, so what we'll do is we will first of all type the settings. So let us type the settings. So title. So for the title, the setting will be Times New Roman, okay, bold, and then I'm saying 18 point. Okay. Then we can say before that we will say page size. We will go and we will say it is A4. Then margins on all the sides will be 1 inch margins on all the sides. Okay, on all the sides. Said margins inch on all sides. The title will be Times New Roman bold. Then I'm going to say the abstract will be typed say 10 point Times New Roman. Then I'm going to say the uh, title of the paper, and then I'm saying section title So what you do is keep on noting down what I'm doing. I'm just saying the settings of the the font that I'm going to do, Times New Roman, bold, and then I'm going to say let it be 16 point. Okay. Then let me see section subtitle. Then I'm going to say Times New Roman, and then bold italics. Okay. And then I'm saying it is 14. And section subtitle, I will say Times New Roman, bold 12. Okay. Let me do that. And the normal font can be Times New. So again, let me see that some people are trying to join in now. Again, hello. Fine. So this is how I'm going to do. So look here, if you look at this particular, this particular style menu here, you see the styles are written here. This is paragraph setting. This is the it's written police here. Police means font in French. So that means font. And then this is the clipboard. So copy, paste here written here. So anyhow, so page size A4, where to do these settings from? Okay, so you are going to go to this particular place, the layout, and then you are going to do the size, okay, the page size, the size. The size you can set from here, A4, okay? You can set the size from A4. So that's how the size is set. And then if I want to do the margins, you can see the margins here. And then I'm going to say normal margin. It is saying 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. That's basically approximately 1 inch. And you can also do the 2.54, 2.54 here. And this is half inches, 1.27 is half inches. Okay. So this is, I'm going to use the normal margin. And this is how in the normal margin, all the elements will become, how to say, all the margins will become about approximately 1 inch. So 1 inch margin is now set on all these sides. All right. Now I'm going to say title of the paper. So let me say title, and I'm going to say it is Times New Roman. Okay, title of my draft paper. Okay, and I want to format this as the title, and I want to make it bold, and I also want to make it 18 point. How do I do that? Instead of selecting this, now people tend to do this. ये select कर लो ऐसे करके, and then यहाँ से change कर दो. There is a tendency of doing that for many people, but I would say instead of doing that, do this from here. Okay, so what do I have to do? I will point my mouse to this particular point, right click here, and then I will say modify. It is modify here. I will just modify, and then I will put it to just pull it down, and then I will, okay, so then you are here, well, Times New Roman, Times New Roman. And I said it is bold 18 points. So this is 28, 28. So I am setting it to 18, and I want it bold. So this is bold. This G is bold here. In on your Microsoft Office, it will be B. This G is for bold here in French. So anyway, bold, and I want it centered, of course. So this is titled of my draft paper. So I've done that, and then what I'll do, just click here. Automatically, my paper title will be set to that particular font. All right. Now, if I want to set the section title, now I what I would say formatting settings for the paper. So this is my section title. If I want to do that, formatting sections for my paper, and then how do I type my paper? Okay. So then sequence of the paper conclusion. I'm just typing like this. All right. Now formatting settings. Now what I wanted is I will just put it as title. Now remember, I wanted my title or the section title basically to appear as 1.1, which did not happen. How do I happen? How do I make that happen? So what I do is there are these bullets, bullet numbering. There are these numbered 1, 1, 2, 3. You can number them 1, 2, 3. Again, somebody is trying to come in. So, okay. So I can you see here that there are these bullets here that is numbered, and then here that is multi-level numbering on your word, on your Microsoft Word. This is bullet, this is numbering, and there is multi-level numbering. What do I do is if you just pull it down, you will see that this is 1, 1.1, 1.1.1. It is already given here. I just click it like that. Okay, so what happened? This has become one formatting settings for the paper. All right. So now what I also do is formatting settings for the headings. Suppose I want it to be a subheading. So how do I make it a subheading? I just select this is title number 1. This is heading 1. This will be heading 2 on your PC. So how do I do that? Click. So look, automatically 1 and 1.1 are coming in like this. How now what I want to do is let me see. Suppose that I want to put this as heading 1. Automatically this is coming as 2. I want to put this as heading 1. Then also I want to put this as heading 1. All right. So automatically this is coming as 2, 3, 4. And what if then people want to say, look, I want to insert a new heading here. Suppose I want to do that. How do I do that? I just click here and I click there. So all the headings will be automatically renumbered. No problem. If I have a new heading in between, I can actually do that kind of jugglery with Microsoft Word so that I can insert a new heading and automatically all the sections underneath will be renumbered. All right, so now what I want to do is I will go here and I will change the formatting settings. Now I told you that I want a section title, which is this one, the section title. This is the section title. So don't select, remember that, don't select. There is no need to select for you. Just be here. That's it. Put your cursor somewhere here. Don't worry. Okay. And then what to do is come to this particular place. This is section title. Just right click here. Now remember, I want my section title to be Times New Roman bold 16 point. So how do I do? Right click here. Then I go to Times New Roman. This is 16 point and bold. Okay. I have just done that. And remember, this what is happening is this color in Microsoft Word. For some bizarre reason, it has been set to blue. I don't want it blue, I want it black. Okay. So I am going to make it black. There you go. So once I do that, look at what happens. Click. All the headings have now become black in color. The sections in my paper. I want to make this as section 2.1. How do I do that? 2.1, I will make it 2.1 here. So now I want this particular thing to be Times New Roman, bold italics, and 14 point. Okay, Times New Roman, bold italics, 14 point. How do I do that? Go here, modify, then I will put it as Times New Roman, bold, italics, and I will select it as 14 point, and I want to put the text color as black, and then I say OK, and automatically look here, all the headings, all the subheadings have become black in color. Also, all the subheadings have become bold and italics. This is the way you should proceed. Also, now you see normal font, what I said is the normal font is Times New Roman, but here the normal font is something else. It is showing as Calibri. I don't want it as Calibri. What I want it as Times New Roman. How do I do that? Right click, modify, go here, Times New Roman, and then set it as 12 point and justify it and OK. So if I just do that, look here, all the font has now become Times New Roman. OK. Now, please tell me, those people who are listening in, please tell me how many people knew these tricks. With Microsoft Word, these tricks are already there. Now the point is, I told you that it is possible to generate your table of contents in the paper. It is possible to generate the table of contents. So how do I do that? Okay, now look here. Okay, look here. I want there, see, if you look at certain Elsevier papers, those Elsevier papers have a table of contents at the beginning. Some of them Elsevier papers, all right? So suppose they want a table of contents at the beginning. What do you do? क्या करेंगे अपन? So how do I do that? I will go to this references tab. Look here, and then it is written here on the leftmost icon. This table de matières that you see here. This is basically your table of contents. Okay, table de matière. So the table of contents. So I'm going to click on this, and it is going to give me various formats of the table of contents here. Okay, so what I do, ये इसको click कर लेंगे अपन ऐसे, and then you have got the table of contents of the paper inside this paper. Now suppose for example, क्या होता है, मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पे मुझे नया एक हेडिंग डालना है, तो मेरे टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स का क्या होगा? If I later decide, no, look, I want one other section here, so I just say I want another section heading here. Okay, so subheading here. I just put subheading here. So basically this should be 3.1, some text, and then I want some text here. So some text I am just putting, some arbitrary random text I am just putting. Okay, I want to name this as section 3.1. So I want to number this as 3.1. What do? I just go to title 2 and this is 3.1. Now remember what has happened is I have inserted the table of contents first, and then I decided, no, I want to add another heading, subheading here. And then I have done that. And then I am wondering, मेरे table of contents का अब क्या होने वाला है? How do I change my table of contents? So it is very easy, don't worry. Very interesting is right click on this table of contents, and then you just say update. It is written update all the fields here. Update all fields. So, and then say update all the table. This is update all the fields. First of all, the first option is update all page numbers. The second option is update the entire table. So I'm going to choose update the entire table and say OK. And look here, the 3.1 setting is also included in this particular place. तो आप देखिए ये क्या हुआ. Right now on my paper, I have included heading, subheading, जैसा चाहिए वैसा मुझे मिल गया है. Now, interestingly, there is a possibility that I can insert images and tables inside my document. ये भी मैं कर सकता हूँ. So let us insert, let us go to say for example Google and ask for certain images. Say funny dog images. Let us do that. Funny dog images and let me see. For example, ये वाला images है. This image I am going to capture. I'm copying this image and I am going to paste this image into my paper. Suppose just for the sake of example I'm saying. So let me see. I will just put it here. So this dog image is now here. अब इस dog image का क्या होता है कि people wonder कि अब मुझे इसका कैप्शन मैं कैसे डालूं.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
हेलो बोलिए प्लीज.
हाँ सर, वो विजिबल नहीं है विंडो.
विच विंडो?
स्क्रीन पे कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है सर. वो जो पेपर साइज A4 और वो 4 लाइन लिखे उतने ही दिख रहे हैं.
कहाँ पे?
ये सैंपल विंडो पे आप जो एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हो उस पे.
नहीं. Yes, I am online on another PC and my screen is
अच्छा.
visible there.
It is visible, sir. It is visible.
यस.
It is visible.
It's visible, right? You are
Yes,
able to
yes.
see this.
Yes,
You are
yes,
able to
we
see
can
this
yes.
dog, right?
We can see, we can see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sir, if you can or
Yes sir,
cannot see,
it is now visible sir.
sometimes it happens that because of the connection, it is not not
Okay, sir.
updating. Anyhow,
Okay, sir.
anyhow, so suppose for example you have inserted this image here, and I want to insert a caption to this image. So what people will do, just type something here. इसके नीचे ही टाइप कर देंगे. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं करना है. So, okay, so what you do is right click on the image and then insert a caption. So this is basically insert caption here. Insert the is written here. Don't worry about what is written here. It is insert caption here. Okay, just put it there and then it will ask you what caption you want to. Just click hello, I am a dog. If I just do that and I say okay, so some caption is going to come here. Okay, ये caption यहाँ पे आ गया. Again, ये जो it's always good, in a thesis or whether you are using a thesis or a paper or something like that. Some people prefer that I want the list of figures at the beginning, list of tables at the beginning. I will show you everything. List of figure at the beginning. So कैसे करना? अभी 2-3 figure और डालता हूँ. So let me put another dog picture here. So another dog picture. I will do that and let me see. Okay, where will it go? Okay, so let me do something like this. Okay, and I'll say copy image here and let me do this. Okay. Copy नहीं हुआ? Don't worry. So I just copy from here and then I'll put it into my image. Okay, if I do that, okay, and then again I'm going to insert the caption here. So this is insert or caption, and then I'm saying, okay, this is another dog. Okay, and I say okay. Now look here, this is figure 1 and this is figure 2, and suddenly you remember, arey yaar, and this is going to happen in your thesis when you are discussing with your supervisor. Remember that in your thesis, whether or thesis or paper, you are going to face this problem कि अरे यार इसके पहले एक और फिगर डालना था, अब क्या होगा? Okay, so let me also do that. Here I am going to put another figure. Okay, so let me do this, and I'm going to say tiger. I hope I can do that, and I go here and paste the tiger image, and you can see the tiger image is also there. ओके अभी बहुत लोगों को ऐसा लगता है अरे यार ये जो हमारा माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड है उसमें ये इमेज बहुत ज्यादा है और ये मुझे नहीं चाहिए you see this thing here, the shutterstock thing here, and many people they do this, that they open paint. Okay, they copy it into paint and then they do some editing. ऐसे ही करते हैं ना अपन. So but in Microsoft Word, there is a ilaj for that. How to do this ilaj? So there is this crop icon here. This is image formatting tools, and you just crop icon here, and then you can just crop some of the images here. ये crop कर सकते हैं, ऐसा कर लो, crop कर सकते हैं, and you can crop like this. ऐसा कर लिया, and then बाहर click कर दिया. It is cropped. So many people tend to sort of take it to paint and do that. That sometimes happens that it reduces the image quality. Okay, if you take it to paint and all that, because the more generations that you do on the image, it will cause the degradation in the formatting and degradation in the quality of the image. It happens anyway. So I want to insert a caption here. Again, very simple. Right click, insert legend, and then insert caption. Sorry, and this is a tiger. So I'm just going. This is a tiger. All right, and then let's say okay. Now look here. This is figure 1. इसके बाद में मेरा डॉग था, ये फिगर 2 ऑटोमेटिकली हो गया. इसके बाद में मेरा फिगर नंबर 3 है, जो कि फिगर 3 another हो गया. So now what has happened is I have inserted 3 images and I want a list of all the figures inside the. How do I do that? Insert a list of figures. How? Again, very simple. यहाँ पे चाहिए, ये references में चाहिए, and यहाँ पे ये जो table of figure है, where did it go? सॉरी गलत बोलो, ये there you are, and then यहाँ फिगर है और फिगर कर लीजिए and ओके कर दीजिए. there you are, you have got a list of figures here. Okay, so you can put it as list of figures, and this list of figures is also there. Suppose for example you also insert a table. चलो हम टेबल इंसर्ट करेंगे. तो अगेन टेबल बनाएंगे. टेबल कैसे बनेगा? इंसर्ट में जाएंगे और एक टेबल बना सकते हैं. यू कैन मेक अ टेबल लाइक दिस. ओके, जस्ट क्लिक लाइक दिस एंड इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली क्रिएट अ टेबल, एंड टेबल में कुछ कॉलम्स डाल देंगे. सो लेट अस डू दैट. कॉलम 1, कॉलम 2, ठीक है, कॉलम 3. जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ एग्जाम्पलिंग आई एम डूइंग दैट एग्जाम्पल्स. ये कॉलम 4 बना दिया, ये टेबल हो गया. अब टेबल का कैप्शन मुझे कैसे डालना? फिगर का तो कैप्शन डाल दिया, वैसे टेबल का भी कैप्शन अपन डाल सकते हैं. सो अगेन व्हाट आई डू, राइट क्लिक हियर एंड देन अगेन यू हैव टू डू द बिट ऑफ. Okay, so then reference here and then insert on caption. Here there is insert a caption. I just do that. You select table here and then you type the, this is a sample table. Now, usually remember that the caption of the table, or the the title of the table, the caption of the table is always preferably above the table. The caption of the figure is always preferably below the table. So this is how it is. So मैंने क्या किया, फिगर का कैप्शन नीचे किया. एंड ओके, लेट मी फिर से रिपीट करूंगा कि मैंने यहाँ क्या किया है. इसको मैं मिटा देता हूँ. I just remove this. What I have done, I went to this references thing and I want insert one caption. So, and then it is going to insert a caption for what? I selected table and then I typed that this is a sample table. This is a, यहीं पे अपन को टाइप करते आता है and I am going to insert the table. There you go. So this is a sample table again. Again, suppose I have put another table. I'll just go and put another table somewhere here. Okay, so insert another table here, table, and then I'm going to insert that. So this is column 1 and column 2. I did that and insert a legend again. तो legend कैसे insert होगा? Insert, sorry, references में जाइए, यहाँ caption है और caption में जाके another table कर दिया. And let me tell you that इसके टेबल के ऊपर another table डालेंगे तो automatically renumber हो जाएगा. You don't have to bother. All right. Once this is done, you can again create a list of tables. कैसे? Just say list of tables. Okay, and I'm going to table of, okay, instead of saying figure, now you say table, and I say okay, and this is, look here. ये सारे के सारे ऑटोमेटिकली बन जाते हैं, हमें एक्सप्लिसिटली टाइप करने की जरूरत नहीं है. ओके, सो ऑल दिस इज ऑटोमेटिकली जनरेटेड, नो नीड टू टाइप. It is completely possible to do something like this in Microsoft Word. Now the point is inserting the citations. यहाँ देखो citation कैसे insert करना. As I told you that यहाँ पे Zotero है मेरे पास. Okay, Zotero is already there. And in Zotero, usually what will happen? There is this add-on. Okay, so there is this add-on here. And if I have the Microsoft Word software installed on my PC, usually you will see these two. Okay, if I am having LibreOffice also, it is going to be showing like this on your PC. If you are using Linux, you will only see the LibreOffice. If you are using Macintosh and you are using Word and LibreOffice both, you are going to see both of them. Okay, and I love the LibreOffice software compared to the how do you say, compared to the Word software, because I find LibreOffice much more pleasing to use. But anyhow, let us see how things are happening here. Let me try to how to say, insert some citations here. So let me do that. So how do I insert the citation, and how do I, say for example, experimenting in parallel clustering with dbscan. This is the paper I want to insert into my document. How do I do that? Okay, document में मुझे ये paper लगाना है. Okay, so let me do that. This is the paper, experiments in parallel clustering, and the name of the author is Arlia. This much I have to remember. If I don't remember that, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता भाई. ये याद रखना पड़ता है बस. ये ऑथर कौन था, इतना तो याद रखना पड़ता है. So Arlia का पेपर मुझे इंसर्ट करना है. So I want to cite that paper. So what do I do? If I have installed Zotero and I have added the connector of Zotero to Word, if I have done that, I can cite from that paper. So here is a citation to the paper by Arlia. Okay. So how do I do that? I'm going to insert the citation now. Look, Zotero by, and remember, I am going to repeat. I believe I have said this earlier also. I am going to repeat this again. कि Zotero connector में ये करते कैसे? As I told you earlier, there are various referencing formats. Okay, so one is the author year format, then there is a Vancouver format. All those formats are available, and you have to choose which format is used in the document. That is usually written in the publisher's website. कि वैंकूवर फॉर्मेट में क्या होता है कि people usually write the references like this. Okay, then there are other author date mechanisms of citation that is like this. Arlia 2009 ऐसे करके citation होता है. Again, ये citation type manually नहीं करना होता है. You can actually generate them automatically. How? Integrate your office with Zotero. Okay, so let me first of all set the document preferences. I am going to set the document preferences like this. Click here. Okay, and this is American Psychological Association किया मैंने. और इसमें बहुत सारा है. वैंकूवर भी देखिए, वैंकूवर भी है, वैंकूवर स्क्वायर भी मैंने बनाया हुआ है वो. I have modified the Vancouver format, so I have created Vancouver Square. But usually American Psychological Association मैं करूंगा. Suppose I am doing that, and I am saying okay. So citation style will be as per the American Psychological Association 7th edition. So okay किया. So first thing that I did was setting in which format my citations will be. First thing that I did. Now I am going to add the citation. So ये याद रखिए, you can write it down somewhere. First thing is set the document preferences for citation format, and then you add the citation. You can also change it later. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. But I'm just telling you a good way of doing the formatting. First thing is click on this button and then you click on this button. ये नहीं कि ये बटन पहले आता है मैं इसको पहले क्लिक करूंगा. You can also do that, but then ultimately you have to resort back to the same thing. So anyhow, so I am going to do that. I am going to now. As soon as I click there, I am going to type Arlia. ऐसे मैंने टाइप किया तो आर्लिया का पेपर यहाँ पे देखिए आ गया है. ओके, एंड आई प्रेस एंटर नाउ. तो ये आर्लिया का पेपर यहाँ पे साइट हो गया. नाउ साइट तो हो गया. हाउ डू आई generate the references? Bibliography generate करना पड़ता ना लास्ट में. So I have to generate the references. Now I am going to say references and I hope कि automatic generate करता है. But anyway, so references मैंने टाइप कर दिए and I am going to click on this bibliography and click on the bibliography automatically. So see, automatically my Arlia is cited into this paper. ये देखिए, तो यहाँ पे मैंने आर्लिया को साइड किया था और यहाँ पे उसका रेफरेंस at the same time it has been added. Now suppose I add another reference. So let me choose another reference. चलो भैया, ये जो है AUE et al. ये जो है efficient segmentation of 3D lidar point clouds. This is the paper which I have referred to. So I want to add this paper into my add this citation into my paper. So AUE et al. ऐसे करके पेपर है efficient segmentation. So all right, so I'll go to the word and let me see, and I will say add edit citation and say AUE. So this is the efficient segmentation. This paper is there and I say click. So as soon as I do that, this particular paper is already cited, and at the same time this paper का जो bibliography है ये automatically generate हो जाता है. At the same time remember, मैंने वहां पे कुछ add किया, तुरंत ही उसका ये automatically generate हो गया. Now what is happening is many people prefer to use the Vancouver style of paper. Okay, तो यहाँ Zotero का जो Vancouver style है उसमें क्या है, parenthesis है. That means in the curly bracket, the small brackets are there. So what I have done is I have modified the Vancouver style and made it Vancouver square. So I will do that. Let me see, and I'll move it to Vancouver square, or I can choose IEEE, no problem. I can choose the IEEE format. IEEE format किया तो अच्छा रहेगा. And I say okay. IEEE करने के बाद ही तुरंत ही you see what happens. The paper gets formatted as per the Vancouver format, or rather IEEE format, and it has gone into this particular mechanism. Okay, let us suppose मैं Vancouver choose करता हूँ. देखो क्या होता है. देखो यहाँ पे IEEE में क्या हुआ कि this particular format has got italics and normal and all that is there. Let me choose the Vancouver format and see what happens. And देखो Vancouver choose किया and OK किया and I'm going back here. See again in the Vancouver there is no styling. Okay, मतलब italics bold वगैरह कुछ नहीं है, एकदम simple छप जाता है. So this is how you do the referencing for your paper. Okay, is this clear? Clear हुआ क्या? About Word, this is how you do it. Okay, now one of the things in a Word is equation editing. Okay, a lot of the people, they don't know how to put the equations. Now here is the issue with Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is not meant for generating mathematical content. Although Microsoft Office does have an equation editor, but I personally believe, based on what my use of Microsoft Word is, the mathematical content is still evolving in Microsoft Word. It's still, it has to go a long way for generating mathematical equations. I will tell you how to do it simply. Let me tell you this. Insert a mathematical equation. How to do that? यहाँ देखिए यहाँ पे क्या equation है यहाँ पे just click कर दीजिए and automatically some equation can be typed automatically. आप suppose you want to type a fraction a divided by b, ऐसा मैं type करता हूँ a divided by b, ऐसा करता हूँ तो ये automatically a by b ऐसे करके हो जाता है. इतना तो हो जाता भाई. c divided by d किया ये automatically हो जाता है and 2 I can do that. And suppose I try to do again, I'll go to the insert here and I'll try to put equations. Sorry, insert here and I put equation, type a square. Now, if I want to type a square, there are two methods of typing a square. One is using this particular notation. Look here, I do this. So I will put a here, यहाँ पे a type करो, यहाँ 2 type करो, फिर यहाँ पे right बाहर आओ इससे, plus if I want to do b square, then again ये type करो. कितना लंबा अजीब सा मेथड है टाइप करने का, a स्क्वायर प्लस बी स्क्वायर एंड देन फिर इक्वल टू, फिर इसको करना है. ओके, और यहाँ पे आई और सी और उसके ऊपर स्क्वायर टाइप करो. ओके, ये सब करके और फिर ये इक्वेशन मेरा जनरेट होता है. इट इज अ वेरी कम्बरसम प्रोसेस. आई मीन समटाइम्स सम पीपल फील कि ये बहुत अच्छा प्रोसेस है, बट फिर भी इट्स अ वेरी कम्बरसम प्रोसेस फॉर मी. ओके, लेट अस ट्राई टू सी कि इसको सिंप्लीफाई कर सकते हैं कि नहीं. लेट अस ट्राई टू डू दैट. Okay, so I just go to do this, and then I say a square plus b square equal to c square. How about this one? तो मैंने क्या किया फिर से दिखाता हूं मैं. What I've done, I went to insert, I insert an equation, I typed a and उसके बाद ये caret टाइप किया और square टाइप किया and equal to टाइप किया. अब देखिए क्या हो गया, a square हो गया. I said plus and then I do the same thing, b 2 equal to c 2. Look here, and I can do the same thing in a bit simplified manner. Okay, now here एक प्रॉब्लम है. प्रॉब्लम ये है कि बाबा ये जो फॉन्ट है ये टाइम्स न्यू रोमन है एंड ये जो फॉन्ट है दिस इज समथिंग डिफरेंट फ्रॉम टाइम्स न्यू रोमन. Some people might say, "Arey, Saudiana, salta hai," something like that. Okay, huh? But let me tell you that in publishing, it is not acceptable. The mathematics font is something else, and the text font is something else. In publishing, this is not a very good sign. So, what I am going to do is, I am going to try to see the same thing in LibreOffice. सेम चीज करेंगे अपन LibreOffice में. ये हम लोग इसको कॉपी कर लेंगे और वहां LibreOffice में डाल देंगे. So I'm just going to copy here and let me start LibreOffice. So this is LibreOffice software and you can download a free copy of LibreOffice and yeah, free here. Remember, it's a free and open source software. Many people believe that ये बेकार है, लेकिन I will show you how it is superior to Microsoft Word. So you can download the LibreOffice software for free on this website, and it's a very nice software, and you can use it for टाइपिंग योर थीसिस आल्सो. ठीक है, आप ये बहुत अच्छे से कर सकते हैं. So let me talk about LibreOffice. So I am going to LibreOffice has the word system, the spreadsheet system. This is your Excel. This is your PowerPoint. This is your draw. This is your math formula, and you can type math formulas there. And you can have a database also. Those people who are into computer science might have heard about Microsoft Access. So this is the equivalent version of Microsoft Access for LibreOffice. Okay, so let me go to the writer. ये राइटर है, ये ब्लैंक डॉक्यूमेंट ऐसा ही दिखता है. This is exactly how it looks like. You can remember that you can again in the same manner change how your document looks like. So here you see in Microsoft Word the method of there was this top bar where you can set your format. Again in LibreOffice there is no top bar, but there is a sidebar. In this sidebar you can set the default font and all that. You see ये देखो heading 1 heading 2 ये सब यहाँ पे है, and you can actually the title भी है and all that kind of joke, whatever joke we did in Microsoft Word, the same drama we can do in LibreOffice. So let me take some of the matter from Word. I just copy this and I will place it in LibreOffice, so that I'm just going to paste it because for my help only. Yeah? So I'm going to edit and paste a special and paste unformatted text. So luckily for us, LibreOffice is in English, so that's okay, no problem. LibreOffice can have a French version also, but then don't bother. Now, I am going to also do this page size A4, margin inch on all the sides. Again, the same things are there. And let me do the same thing. Okay, so how do I set the page size to be A4? कैसे करेंगे? Format में जाना है, यहाँ पे page style है, देखिए. Go to page style. Format, page style. यहाँ किया है, and यहाँ पे A4 by default available है. Okay, so you can select any of these page sizes. Best is A4. Now, I told you about margins. It is 1 inch on all the sides. यहाँ पे क्या दिखा है? ये 2 लिखा है, 2, 2, 2, 2 का लिखा है. Now, if I want to set 1 inch on all the sides, just type 1 in. Automatic आ जाएगा. 1 in. 1 in. Okay, just type 1 in. So 1 inch on all the sides. Left, right, top, bottom. Okay. Fine. So I said, okay, there you are. What did it, what, okay, so you see that there is an automatic, font change or the size change, which you can observe right now. Now what I have to do is, I want the title to be in Times New Roman, bold, 18 point. So let me type the title. So this is the title of the paper, and I want it to be in Times New Roman, bold, 18 points. So this is the title here. This is the format. So right click and modify. Very simple. Right click and modify. So you can go to font. Okay. And you just select Times New Roman. Just type Times New Roman. Okay. Say 18. Okay. Font 18. Typeface is bold. And then a lot of the formatting is given here. Alignment, you type it as center and you say okay. And then after you have done that particular modification, again you go here, select title. There you go. So this is the title of the paper. All right. Now again, if I want section title, you do the same thing. Section titles is heading 1. Okay. And see, usually what will happen is you are seeing all styles typed here, and I'll say, you know, chapter styles. Okay, not chapter styles. Sorry, okay, text styles. There you go. So you have set the title, and then suppose, for example, you want to just okay, you want to put the title of the. So this is the intro. Just hold on, please. Huh? Just hold on a minute. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm just going to type introduction here. So introduction ho gaya. Then I'm going to say literature review. Literature review. Okay. Then I'm going to say results. Sorry, materials and methods. Then I'm going to say results and discussion. Then I'm going to say conclusion. Okay. ये इतना सारा है. इसको इंट्रोडक्शन करना है, लिटरेचर रिव्यू करना है, मेथड्स एंड मेथड्स है, रिजल्ट्स एंड डिस्कशन है, कंक्लूजन है. दीज आर बेसिकली ऑल दी टाइप्स ऑफ द पेपर. मेरे को सेक्शन का जो टाइटल है ये मुझे बोल्ड 16 पॉइंट चाहिए, एज आई टोल्ड यू. सो आई विल गो हियर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. So then I will first of all modify heading 1. Right click here, modify, and then when I say modify, first of all change the font. Font. What font I want? Times New Roman. Times New Roman. कौन सा कितना पॉइंट का चाहिए? 16. ओके, एंड 16 बोल्ड. करेक्ट. ऑल दैट इज देयर. Times New Roman bold. Alignment will be left. No problem. And okay. If I do that, now this has been set to heading 1. Okay. So you heading 1. यहाँ पे करो. Heading 1. Again this one. Heading 1. Again this one. Heading 1. Again this one. Okay. Very simple to do. All right. Now one more thing. अभी हम लोग, आप लोगों ने सवाल नहीं पूछा. कौन सा सवाल नहीं पूछा? अरे यार, ये जो सेक्शन का नंबरिंग था वो अपन डालना भूल गए. यूजुअली शुड बी 1 2 3 4 एक्सेट्रा. वी विल सी दैट. ओके, इट्स नॉट दैट यू कैन नॉट डू इट अर्ली, बट यू कैन, वी विल सी दैट हाउ टू डू. So we have set the A4 size paper. We have set the 1 inch on all sides. We have set the title font, no problem. We have set the section title format. Now section subtitle and section subtitle. We both will set that. Now section subtitle is Times New Roman bold italics. How to do that? Go here, right click, modify, go to font, then you type Times New Roman, bold italics. So bold and italics, and then you have got 14 point. 14. Then say OK. So what happens is, I just said this is a subsection. If I just say this is a subsection, how do I do that? This is, and then you click on, sorry, heading 2. So this is automatically done. Okay. Again, this is another subsection. If I do that, Click here, heading 2, and we have got another subsection. Fine. So now subtitle, that is heading 3. It will be Times New Roman bold 12 point. Again, so heading 3 को करना है. Modify. Very simple, the same thing that you do. Times New Roman bold 12. Okay. So इसमें मैंने कर दिया. Now, what I have missed and what you have missed is कि अरे भैया मेरा जो ये था कौन है? He's trying to log in. Okay. So now what my job is that these things should be numbered. And how do I do that? So I have got tools, and in this tools there is something called chapter numbering. So this here, look here, this is chapter numbering, or we call it outline numbering. So chapter numbering, I just select chapter numbering. It says level 1, level 2, level 3. Look here, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. That is your level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay. So हम क्या करेंगे अभी? लेवल 1 उसकी जो नंबरिंग है वो सेट करेंगे. उसके बाद लेवल 2 की नंबरिंग सेट करेंगे. उसके बाद लेवल 3 की नंबरिंग सेट करेंगे. Let us do that. Level 1 numbering is 1, 2, 3. Level 2 numbering again is 1, 2, 3. Level 3 numbering again is 1, 2, 3. If I do that, look here, 1, 1.1, 1.1.1. I just say okay. Automatically ये सारा हो गया. Do you see this? Automatically हो गया. Now suppose again the same problem happens कि बाबा मुझे जो है इसमें टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट डालना है. कैसे डालेंगे? इंसर्ट टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट बड़ा सिंपल है बहुत. ओके, इंसर्ट, यहाँ पे टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स एंड इंडेक्स है. टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स, जस्ट पुट टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स. ओके, फटाक, योर टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स इज ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट हियर. बहुत सिंपली तरीके से टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट आ जाता है. अगेन यू ट्राई टू update another. You say for example this is okay, so say for example this is दूसरा subsection. Suppose just put there and I just insert another heading 2. वैसे दूसरा subsection किया. अगेन ये यहाँ पे नहीं दिख रहा है, उसको राइट क्लिक कीजिए and I'm going to update the index and then see दूसरा subsection यहाँ पर आ गया. Okay, keep on typing, keep on updating the table, and your entire table of contents will be generated automatically. आपको कुछ भी नहीं करना. Okay, you see this? Again, referencing, very same way. Remember that I have shown you in Zotero, I went to tools and then add-ons, and you see LibreOffice integration. If you have LibreOffice installed on your computer, it will happen automatically, LibreOffice integration. And what I have to do is go to this place, go to LibreOffice. कहाँ गया मैं? Now go to LibreOffice here, and you see once you install this introduction, this extension to or add-on to LibreOffice, you will see that there is the set document preferences. The same things that we had when we were doing Microsoft Word. We set document preferences and then you can keep on adding citations. The same things will happen here, or the same things are going to happen. Okay, fine. So now suppose for example, I want to insert the figures, insert the table, insert captions of table. Same way we can do, no problem. Okay, तो भैया 3-4 ले लेते हैं अपन फिगर. कौन सा ले लेंगे? फनी पिक्चर्स ऑफ डॉग. थैंक्स करेंगे, राइट क्लिक, copy the image, and I will put the, okay, let me put the image here. उसका caption आराम से डाल जाएगा. Okay, so very simple. You can just click insert caption, same as Word. All right, here categories figure automatically. This is a dog. ऐसा कर देना है and okay कर देना है. And the same way जैसा Word में हो रहा था वैसा ही यहाँ होगा. Okay, and again I can insert the table of figures. Very simple, insert table of yes, okay. So type table of figures. यहाँ पे table of figures select कीजिए and okay कर दीजिए. ये table of figures भी आ गया. Okay, table of contents आ गया, table of figures आ गए. You can also generate a table of tables. Very simple. तो क्या करना है का यहाँ table insert करेंगे. There you go. Just go to table, insert table, select the type of table, select the number of rows and columns, and type insert, and then you can insert the caption to the table also. Insert caption. Again, it is written category table. By default automatically हो जाता है. Word में थोड़ा सा exercise करना पड़ रहा था. Now here I am going to do the caption. Okay, this is our table, and I say okay. Again, if I want to insert the contents, very simple. Okay, again, go to insert, table of contents and index, table of contents. यहाँ table of contents की जगह table of tables है और ये कर लीजिए okay, and then there you are. So list of figures, list of tables can be generated automatically in LibreOffice also. Okay, no problem there. Now, how to insert? Okay, because when we were doing this, how to say, when we were doing this word, I showed you how to insert equations. And I also told you that in Word, it is not possible to change the font of the equations. Interestingly, in LibreOffice, it is possible to change the font of the equations. जैसा मुझे चाहिए वैसा मैं कर सकता हूं. मेरा बेस फॉन्ट यहाँ पे क्या है? मेरा बेस फॉन्ट यहाँ है Times New Roman. In this document, the base font is Times New Roman. Correct? So I want my equations to be in Times New Roman. If I want that, I can do that. So how do I do that? Okay, so let me show you a formula. So this is the formula. With this is a formula, okay, which font. Okay, sorry. Oops. Okay, so anyway, so I'm going to say insert formula. So you can do this from here. You can insert only object, formula object here like this, or you can insert from this pi here. That also can be done. So this pi here, on some computers it might look like an alpha, but on this computer it is looking like pi because of the icon scheme. So insert Ole object is object linking and embedding. Ole object, formula object. So I've just inserted the formula. Now I wanted a square plus b square. Remember we have done a square plus b square okay equal to c square. वैसा ही जैसे मैंने टाइप किया था आप जैसे जैसे टाइप करते जाएंगे वहां वहां वो अपडेट होता जाएगा. नाउ रिमेंबर दैट आई हैड सेड कि यार यहाँ पे फॉर्मूला का फॉन्ट चेंज हो सकता है. हाउ कैन आई चेंज दैट? I just go to format and I say fonts. Look here, all the fonts are selected, set to Palatino font. If I want, I can change all the fonts to modify. I just modify the variables, modify kiya. And instead of that, I will just type select Times New Roman. Look here, I just select Times New Roman and okay, I've done that. Okay. Now again, functions. So I go to modify functions and I go and do the Times New Roman. Let me see. And okay. And you can actually do it for numbers and all that. And once I've done okay, look here, the formula has changed to Times New Roman. You can make sure by zooming in. Okay, it has changed to Times New Roman. Okay, so you can edit the way in which your formula appears. Now, suppose I want to set it permanently. तो आपको करना क्या है? फॉर्मेट में फॉन्ट जाना है और यहाँ पे उसको डिफॉल्ट कर दिया. Once you set it to default, that means permanently on your LibreOffice all the time, whenever you type formulas, it will become Times New Roman. Can I change it? Yes, of course. Again, you go back and you select Palatino and set it as default. Automatically फिर से वापस आ जाएगा. So don't bother. It is very much customizable and very easy to set in LibreOffice. Now let us go to LaTeX. Okay. So हम धीरे धीरे सब कुछ बताएंगे. Let me see. इसको हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We'll come out of that and I'll just close this. I will not save it. Okay. So for LaTeX, what people do is first of all install a LaTeX distribution. I will have a generic discussion on LaTeX sometime, but first of all, let us try to see. There is this website called TechLive, and this particular distribution, these call it distribution. So you have a LaTeX distribution. There are many LaTeX distributions. One is called MGTeX, there is TechLive, and there are other distributions also available. But one of the most prominent distributions is TechLive. Those people who are interested in getting, how to say, this one, you can also get working on Windows. If you are working on Windows and you prefer to have a distribution like this one, the Windows compatible distribution, so you can use MGTeX or you can use TechLive. So दोनों का function same है, उसका कुछ अलग नहीं है. Okay, you can ask कि बाबा what is the difference between TechLive and MGTeX? The difference is in the way in which the files are organized. The file distribution system is a different one. Otherwise, the macros are the same, the things are the same, the commands are the same. Nothing is much different when it comes to using the software. Okay, so you can download there. There is also a छोटा वाला version also, I believe. वो छोटा वाला version कहाँ है वो ढूंढ लीजिएगा. But hello, hello, hello. Somebody was speaking. SD. So where was I? Where was I? Confused हो गया पूरा. Confused हो गया. Okay. So anyway, we are going back to here. So install on Unix, Linux, Windows, Mac OS, everything is there. You can have like this, and small versions are also available. Multiple tech distributions, tech and tech live and big tech, as I told you. तो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ there is a tendency in some researchers कि भैया हमें टेकलाइव भी इंस्टॉल करना है, मिकटेक भी इंस्टॉल करना है बिकॉज मेरे पास 1 TB हार्ड डिस्क है. प्लीज डोंट डू दैट. प्लीज डोंट डू दैट बिकॉज इट्स यूजलेस एक्सरसाइज. स्टिक टू वन. एक इंस्टॉल किया ना, एक पे रहने का. मुझे मिकटेक भी इंस्टॉल करना, मुझे टेकलाइव भी इंस्टॉल करना, ऐसे में लेटेक कंफ्यूज हो जाता है, सॉफ्टवेयर कंफ्यूज हो जाता है. So some of the software that comes installed with a TechLive is TechWorks. You can also use this thing called Tech Studio. ये जो सॉफ्टवेयर है, ये सॉफ्टवेयर आप इंस्टॉल कर सकते हो, टेक स्टूडियो. So let me tell you. क्या है ये? Times. Yeah, there you are. So Tech Studio is here. So very simple website, कोई ऐसा तामझाम वाला वेबसाइट नहीं है. It's a very simple website. And Tech Studio is one of the software. There is also TechShop, Technique Center. All those multiple things are there. TechMaker also is there. So this TechMaker, You can also use that. I prefer, if you ask me, I prefer using text studio. Okay, why? Because multiple files में एक साथ process कर सकता हूँ. That's the reason I prefer text studio. However, सीखने के लिए क्या करने का? सीखने के लिए we are going to use this TechWorks. So TechWorks नाम का एक सॉफ्टवेयर है. हम लोग क्या करेंगे? TechWorks स्टार्ट करेंगे. We are going to start a software named TechWorks. Okay, so let me see if it is available. LaTeX. Where is this text? Okay, there you are. So we have got TechWorks. And if you start this, it will open like this. Okay, ये ऐसे करके उठ के आएगा. And you can have a blank document or you can filled up document. एक template document भी बन के आ जाता है. So we will ignore that right now. So we'll just say cancel. And I will say file new. Just do new. That's it. Okay. So now here you can see that if you look at this particular compiler, there are multiple versions of the compiler here. Multiple versions of the compiler are mentioned here. Okay, so there is this PDF tech, PDF LaTeX, Lua tech, ZTech, XE LaTeX, all that is there. It depends what you want to do. Suppose, for example, you are typically interested in using LaTeX fonts. So there are these free and open source fonts which are available, जो कि LaTeX के साथ आते हैं, and you can use them with PDF LaTeX. But suppose you want कि भैया मेरे सिस्टम में जो फॉन्ट इंस्टॉल्ड है उनको यूज करना है, तो इन दैट केस यू वुड लाइक टू यूज XE LaTeX. और आगे सो इफ मतलब इसमें थोड़ा से कमांड कॉम्प्लिकेट हो जाते हैं, but the operation remains the same. Some of the commands are additional. We are not going into that. So whether you use XE LaTeX or whether you use PDF LaTeX, the option is up to you. The choice is up to you. I am not going to influence your choice in the choice of fonts. I am going to tell you, however, how to change the fonts in certain manner. तो जैसे मैंने बोला कि yes, if I am typing the text in Times New Roman, I will have to have the math also in Times New Roman. If I am typing the text in Palatino, I also want the math in Palatino. This is the formatting. So this you have to stick to. इसमें कुछ कर नहीं सकते सर. Okay. So let me go to PDF LaTeX. Now in your LaTeX document, it is a programming script. तो बहुत लोगों को अरे यार प्रोग्रामिंग से मुझे बहुत डर लगता है. डोंट वरी, वेरी सिंपल. आप क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या करना चाहते हैं, क्या इंक्लूड करना है, क्या नहीं इंक्लूड करना है, यही आपको पता होना चाहिए. अदरवाइज इज वेरी सिंपल. ओके, सो नाउ व्हेन यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग अ डॉक्यूमेंट, यू हैव टू टेल लेटेक कि भाई मैं बुक लिख रहा हूं कि पेपर लिख रहा हूं कि मैं रिसर्च रिपोर्ट लिख रहा हूं. Depending on what you tell LaTeX, it will typeset it will change the format of your document. अगर मैंने जैसा बोला वैसा ही वो करेगा. हाँ? So first of all, what I am going to do, I am going to tell LaTeX, let us type a paper. Okay. So what do I have to do? I will say document class article. Okay. Now, this is one thing which is by default, but still, if you want to force it, मुझे चाहिए था A4 size paper, right? So I have to type A4 paper. चाहिए. मुझे ये भी चाहिए था कि मेरा जो बेसिक फॉन्ट है टाइम्स न्यू रोमन 12 पॉइंट होना चाहिए. सो आई विल ऑल्सो टाइप 12 पॉइंट. ये मैंने कर दी. डॉक्यूमेंट क्लास A4 पेपर 12 पॉइंट आर्टिकल. लेकिन आपने ये नहीं पूछा, अरे बाबा ये मैंने टाइम्स न्यू रोमन था, वो कौन बताएगा? बताएंगे, धीरे धीरे बताएंगे. विल टेल यू हाउ टू डू इट. Okay, let us see who is there. Somebody is knocking on the door. Late joining. Okay. So first of all, what I have done is I have said, भैया देखो, तुम्हें आर्टिकल टाइप करना है A4 साइज के पेपर में, बेसिक फॉन्ट 12 पॉइंट होना चाहिए, एंड उसके बाद मैं बोलूंगा कि मेरे मार्जिन्स क्या होंगे. रिमेंबर, बिकॉज आई सेड मार्जिन्स ऑन ऑल साइड्स. ओके, सो व्हाट डू आई हैव टू डू? So use package. Say I have to set the margins. So how do I set the margin?
Yeah.
I will say you hello. Hello. Okay. So I have to set the margins. Use package. Use package. And geometry. So when I say use package geometry, this use package geometry is meant to set the margins. Margin कहाँ mention करना भैया? तो वो यहाँ पे क्या करना है? ऐसे ब्रैकेट मार देना है. And then you say left equal to 1 in, right equal to 1 in, bottom equal to 1 in, and top equal to. ऐसा मुझे टाइप करना है. यू माइट से अरे सर इतना सारा मुझे टाइप करना है क्या? तो नहीं भी टाइप करना चाहिए ना, तो वैसा वाला भी सिस्टम अपने पास है, लेटेक वाला. वी विल टेल यू लेटर. बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जो टाइप करने वाला सिस्टम है वो देख लेते हैं आप. तो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू इज आई एम फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल क्या किया, मैंने डॉक्यूमेंट क्लास बनाया, मैंने यूज पैकेज ज्योमेट्री किया. उसके बाद मैं ये बोलूंगा चलो लेट अस फिक्स द बेसिक फॉन्ट. मैं क्या करूंगा, यूज पैकेज टीएक्स फॉन्ट्स. तो ये जो टीएक्स फॉन्ट्स हैं, दिस टीएक्स फॉन्ट्स इज नथिंग बट टाइम्स न्यू रोमन फॉन्ट. ये मैंने कर दी. बिफोर दैट आई विल ऑल्सो डू वन मोर थिंग. यूज पैकेज AMS. So what is AMS math? AMS math is American Mathematical Society mathematical macros. Why do I require that? If I want to type in typeset integrals, differential equations, जो कि आपके engineering में चाहिए होगा, architect people may not require that, but anyway, in engineering you will require differential equations, etc. So AMS math that I have included. Okay, so I've done AMS math, I've done TX fonts, all that is there, and then I'm going to start typing the document. So let us do the document typing. Okay, so first of all, I have to type begin document किया, and last में end document किया है. Okay, so in the begin document and the last end document. In between, you are going to write everything. Between begin document and end document, you are going to write the paper. All right. So first of all, मैंने बोला टाइटल ऑफ द पेपर चाहिए, टाइटल ऑफ द पेपर चाहिए, नेम ऑफ द ऑथर चाहिए, ये सब भी चाहिए. तो हाउ डू आई टाइप द टाइटल ऑफ द पेपर? लेट मी सी. तो क्या करेंगे, टाइटल ऑफ द पेपर पहले डिफाइन करते हैं. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई विल राइट टाइटल. ये मेरा पहला पेपर समथिंग लाइक दैट. ओके, right? So this is the title of the paper. And then let us type the authors also. Authors. Okay. Once the author. Okay. So let me write my name. Suddashil Ghosh. ये मेरा पहला पेपर नहीं है वैसे. Anyway, so I have written Suddashil Ghosh. And then inside, what I do is make title. Make title. So remember here, यहाँ पे मैंने कुछ भी नहीं किया. मैंने ये 18 पॉइंट 16 पॉइंट ऐसा मैंने कुछ भी नहीं किया. I am just I have just written what should be my title, what should be my author, and I have written, but save my file. So I will save the file now. How do I save my file? Very simple. Go to file, save as, Control S. Once I do that, then let me see. Okay, let me come to the temporary file. So I've just created one temporary folder for you. So here, so Mera Pehla paper .tx. So tx is the name of the file. So I just do the save, and then I just click. So do you see what happened? Automatically, this paper has given the title and उसका author भी दे दिया. All right. Suppose, for example, there are two authors. Like, for example, अपने क्या नाम है उनका, क्या नाम है, अमित पाल सिंह ना, क्या एक अमित पाल सिंह ही नाम है. यस, am I? तो सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल अमित पाल सिंह सर और मैं जो है एक साथ मिलके पेपर लिख रहे हैं. तो सपोज ऐसा करना है तो राइट क्लिक किया और ऐसा बन जाएगा मेरा. राइट. नाउ यू सी नवंबर 2022 मैंने टाइप ही नहीं किया था, फिर भी टाइप होके आ रहा है यहाँ पे. सो सपोज आई वांट टू, मुझे करना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे डेट लिखा बंद कर देना. सो इफ आई डू दैट देन दिस thing will, the date will disappear. The next thing is I have to type the abstract of the paper. How do I type the abstract of the paper? Very simple. कोई बात नहीं ऐसे करने का. So begin abstract. Okay, and end abstract. So this is the abstract of my first paper. In this abstract, I am going to summarize the entire work done in the paper. All right. We will then come up with some qualitative or quantitative inclusion. ओके तो ये मेरा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट टाइप हो गया मेरा. लेट मी सी, क्लिक कर दिया, ये देखो मेरा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट टाइप हो गया. डिड आई, ये मैंने एब्स्ट्रैक्ट को सेंटर में करो, ऐसा करो, ऐसा कुछ बोला नहीं था. ये ऑटोमेटिकली ये ऐसा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट PDF फाइल, दिस इज अ PDF फाइल विच इज बीइंग जनरेटेड बाय योर LaTeX. ओके, ये ऑटोमेटिकली जनरेट होता है. नाउ सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल आई वांट द फर्स्ट टाइटल. अभी मैंने क्या बोला था, सेक्शन. देखो सेक्शन टाइटल, सेक्शन इंट्रोडक्शन, ओके. देन आई एम सेइंग सेक्शन, क्या था वो, लिटरेचर रिव्यू, राइट, लिटरेचर रिव्यू. ऑलवेज फॉलो दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टाइल ऑफ राइटिंग, मटेरियल्स एंड मेथड्स. ओके, देन उसके बाद अपन लिखेंगे सेक्शन, उसके बाद लिखेंगे रिजल्ट्स एंड डिस्कशन, उसके बाद लास्ट में लिखेंगे, सेक्शन में लिखेंगे कंक्लूजन. ओके, नाउ इफ आई डू दैट, मैं कंपाइल करूंगा, देखो इंट्रोडक्शन, लिटरेचर रिव्यू, मटेरियल्स एंड मेथड्स, रिजल्ट्स एंड डिस्कशन, कंक्लूजन आ गया. नाउ अगेन आई सेड कि पापा मैंने 1 2 3 4 कुछ भी टाइप नहीं किया था, करेक्ट है नहीं, तो ऑटोमेटिक आया जो भी है. राइट, सो इट्स प्रोग्राम्ड ऑटोमेटिकली. So now suppose for example I want to insert a subsection where I'll say insert, this is one subsection, this is another subsection. So let me see, I'll just do that. Subsection मैं करता हूँ. So this is a subsection. If I do that and again I just copy, Control C करके, and I'll just put another one. So here I just put another one here and I'll put another one here. So I just putting it. So देखो नंबरिंग होता है कि नहीं, ऐसा क्लिक किया, देखो ऑटोमेटिकली ये सब नंबर आ गए. ऑल दैट इज देयर. ऑलराइट, नंबरिंग हो गई. आई टोल्ड यू देन कि बाबा मेरा टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट आना चाहिए, टेबल ऑफ फिगर्स आना चाहिए, टेबल ऑफ टेबल्स आना चाहिए, ये सब आना चाहिए, ये सब हम बात कर चुके हैं. सो हाउ डू आई इंसर्ट अ टेबल, हाउ डू आई इंसर्ट अ फिगर, उसके बारे में अपन बात करेंगे. सो हाउ डू आई इंसर्ट अ टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स? वेरी सिंपल. यहाँ पे क्या है एब्स्ट्रैक्ट के बाद, यहाँ पे टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स लिख देने. जस्ट राइट स्लैश टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स लिख दो, जस्ट लिख दो. एंड रिमेंबर नाउ व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, जस्ट कंपाइल. कंपाइल किया, एक और बार कंपाइल करो, 2 बार कंपाइल करना पड़ता है बिकॉज उसको बताना पड़ता है कि भैया तुम्हें टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट जनरेट करना है. तो व्हेन यू कंपाइल इट फर्स्ट टाइम, it will create the table of contents file .toc file, and then in the second time it will include the toc file and generate. So table of contents aa gaya. All right, now your table of contents is there. I have not inserted any figures and I have also not inserted any tables. So we will insert the figure and insert the table. Let me tell you how to do that. Okay, so let me insert some figure. So how do I insert the figure? So remember that figure insertion requires another package. Which package? Package is known as यहाँ figures डालना है. इसी it is a graphics package. So remember the graphics package does not have the spelling as graphics as it is. So you have to write graphic X. Okay, it is not graphics with an S, but graphics with an X. So graphics use करना है. Okay. Okay. So how do I do that? Okay, fine. So once that is there, so what first of all I have to do? यहाँ पे अपन चलेंगे. And remember that इधर कहा गया मेरा my temporary folder. This is the folder. As I was telling you that there is this TOC file that you see here. मैं थोड़ा सा एक काम करता हूँ, list wise कर देता हूँ. You see this TOC file. मेरा पहला paper.toc. This contains your table of contents. Okay. ये जो आपका टेक फाइल है, ये वाला टेक फाइल है. ये जो पीडीएफ फाइल है वो ये वाला है. And whenever you compile, it will create a log. And these are auxiliary files that is always created. So with the help of the auxiliary file, the table of content file is created. ये याद रखो, इनको डिलीट नहीं करना unless you have actually finalized your paper. उसके बाद आप डिलीट करो, कुछ भी करो, आचार डालो, मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. But while you are working with your thesis, do not delete any of these files because these are very important files. Okay, you can ask the software to delete the file. वो बाद में delete कर लेंगे. What I will do is I will put the images into this folder. Okay, ये जो कुत्ता और टाइगर, ये सब जो अपन ने फिगर डाउनलोड किए थे, we will download them physically and put it into this folder. Let us do that. Okay, so let us see some कुत्ता. कहाँ गया कुत्ता? नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay, so funny dog images. Let me do that and some. Okay, very simple to do. Right click on right click on the image and save image as, and save the image in the same directory where your data is. यहीं पे आप सेव कर सकते हैं. अगर कहीं और सेव किया तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होगा. इट इज ऑल्सो पॉसिबल टू डू दैट, बट इट इज बेस्ट टू सेव an image in the JPG format or in the PNG format. These images are acceptable. Okay, so say kutta 1. Okay, so first kutta is saved now. Now I will save another kutta. So let me do that. Okay, so this is kutta 2. Save image as. So then I will do that. Kutta 2. There you are. And funny tiger images. So tiger. Okay. There you are. Right click. Save images. Tiger 1. Okay. Remember, मैं जो भी करूंगा उसके पीछे कुछ रीजन होगा, उसके रीजन से कुछ एरर्स आएंगे, वो एरर्स को अपन सुधारेंगे. इट इज ऑल पॉसिबल देयर. ओके, वो सुधारेंगे अपन इमेजेस. ओके, सो लेट अस डू दैट. So now remember one is Kutta. What are the names of the images here? Let me see. This is Kutta1.jpg, Kutta2.jpg, and Tiger1.jpg. All right. So inserting a figure, उसके साथ उसका caption भी चाहिए. This is the syntax. Now how do I insert a figure? Let us do that. Okay. तो देखो, हमने टेबल, हमने एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बिगिन किया तो बिगिन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एंड एब्स्ट्रैक्ट किया. ओके, हमने डॉक्यूमेंट बिगिन किया, बिगिन डॉक्यूमेंट एंड डॉक्यूमेंट किया. तो इफ आई वांट टू इंसर्ट अ फिगर, बिगिन फिगर एंड फिगर करना है. सेम वे. सो बिगिन फिगर एंड फिगर. ओके, अगर मुझे ऐसा करना है बिगिन फिगर एंड फिगर, देन फिगर सेंटर में होना चाहिए. ऐसा मैं बोल रहा हूं भाई, फिगर टू सेंटर में होना. सो सेंटरिंग, and then I will insert the kutta image. Insert kutta. Okay, so how do I do that? Slash include graphics. Okay, kutta1. देखो kutta1.jpg होता है. Now suppose for example you have got kutta1.jpg and kutta1.png also, then you need to specify exactly. But if you just write kutta1, it will find the kutta1.jpg and include it into your document. So let me see what happens. Let us see what happens. ये अभी करेंगे, इसको कंपाइल करते हैं. लेट मी सी कि क्या किया. देखो भाई, यो एक बहुत बड़ा सा इमेज यहाँ पे आ गया होगा. ये रुको, ठीक है, यहाँ दिख नहीं रहा बिकॉज इट्स टू बिग एन इमेज. बिट इक्वल टू, ये मैंने किया. व्हाट हैपेंड? ये इमेज नहीं आ रहा क्या? ये तो दैट्स वेरी फनी. एनीवे, कहाँ गया? एक मिनट. There you are. So you see this dog image is inserted here. Okay, and you can see that this dog image is inserted with an additional. हमने width equal to text width. मान लीजिए width equal to text width नहीं किया होता तो क्या होता था. मैंने सिर्फ इतना लिखा और मैंने कंपाइल किया. What would have happened? Let us see. देखो यहाँ पे क्या हुआ कि ये पेज से बाहर निकल रहा है. ओके, ये पेज से बाहर निकल रहे हैं और ये पूरा पेज खा गया है. ऐसा मुझे नहीं चाहिए. सो सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल आई वांट टू रिस्ट्रिक्ट द विड्थ. ओके, देन हाउ डू आई डू? सिंपल, मैं लेके जाऊंगा इधर एंड इधर आई विल जस्ट राइट स्केल. इधर आई विल राइट स्केल. तो सपोज आई वांट द फिगर टू ऑक्यूपाई 80% of the text width. Okay, so what do I do? Width, WIDA, width equal to 0.8 slash text width. Suppose मैं ऐसा करता हूँ, then you see what happens. ऐसा किया and let us see this. Look here. So 0.8 times of the text width is occupied. अब इसका कैप्शन तो आया नहीं. कैप्शन कैसे आएगा? कैप्शन बताना पड़ेगा. भैया तेरा कैप्शन ये है, तो कैप्शन कैसे देने का? just teaching caption. Just type caption. This is a dog. Okay, ऐसा caption दिया और right click किया. Again, you see this, that caption उसके साथ आ गया. Figure 1, automatically it is coming as figure 1. This is the dog. Simply done, no problem. Okay, this is the text here and this is the dog figure here. No problem here. Now, what do I have to do is, अगर मुझे एक और डालना है, तो what do I do? Why do I have to really do the same thing? Control C कर लो और इधर फिगर डालने का सिस्टम कर लो ऐसा. ओके, ये इधर कर लो, ऐसा कर लो. नाउ देयर यू आर. सो दिस इज another dog. So remember, another dog, and this is a tiger. There you are. So you say tiger 1. This is kutta 2. So there you are. Right click. Chala hai. And look at the PDF now here. So this is your dog, the second dog. This is the tiger. You see, ऐसा आ रहा है. Now you see what is happening is, एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात है. मैंने कहाँ इंसर्ट किया और कहाँ अपीयर हो रहा है. Now I have inserted it in a different place and it is appearing in a different place. Now why this is happening? Because these are float objects. Remember, the figures in a LaTeX document are floating objects. So depending upon what your text, how much text you have, the LaTeX will intelligently allocate space for your figures and text. Intelligently do it. ये ऑटोमेटिक करता है. वर्ड में क्या होता है, इधर से उधर कूद रहा है. इट कैन हैपन इन वर्ड, इधर से उधर कूदेगा. However, LaTeX also does it intelligently. Now, sometimes this intelligence is very dangerous. So you can also force it. Okay, इधर ही चाहिए. You can also do that. Okay, so इधर ही चाहिए का एक करके देखते हैं. इधर ही चाहिए होता है क्या? अगर होता है तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं होता तो देखेंगे. Okay, so now ये सब मान नहीं रहा. Okay, so I'll just do H here. Okay, so मैंने H किया and this happens here. As you can see, as soon as I put H here, H is standing for here. H-E-R-E, here. इधर ही करना है. Okay, so it has now fixed this particular dog at this particular place. But automatically this dog has been implemented into this place. ठीक है ना? Same thing, अगर मैं ऐसा करूंगा, H कर देता हूं जबरदस्ती करके, तो वो, these are called float controllers, so it can do that, and it's not showing because of the other. Okay, but जैसे ही मैंने ऐसा किया तो ये बुरा मान लगता है. सारे को एच करने लगे तो फिर वो बुरा मान जाएगा. तो एनी हाउ, अभी हम टेक्स्ट ऐड करेंगे. सम मोर टेक्स्ट आई विल ऐड. ओके, सो अभी टेक्स्ट कौन टाइप करते बैठे? सो दैट्स व्हाई आई विल यूज सम डमी टेक्स्ट. Okay, I will pick up some dummy text from some dummy macro package. Let me do that. Give me 10 minutes so that we can do that kind of thing. Give me 10 minutes, please. So I'm going to use a package named Lipsum. So just use package Lipsum. Okay, so Lipsum is, you might have seen in some places the it is written lorem ipsum dolor siamet, something like that. It is written in Latin. That's a text in Latin. So Lipsum is a random text generator, and that is in Latin. Okay, so let me do something like that. Okay, say I'm just saying Lipsum okay 1. Okay, I will just do that. So let's see what happens. As soon as I compile, look here, one paragraph of the Lipsum package comes. If I say Lipsum 1, one paragraph comes here, and the next paragraph is going to go into the next page. So now here, one paragraph Lipsum डालेंगे. Let us see what happens. Lipsum 1, and here in this subsection, I'm just exporting libsum 2, remember this one paragraph is the first paragraph in that particular package. If I say 2, it's the second paragraph is going to come. Alright, some more text has been added so that you can see of how a paper looks like. Right, so look at this paper now. Has it started now looking as a paper? बताइए जरा. Please tell me whether it has started looking like a paper or not. Yeah, these are just nothing but random text. Sorry. Some 6. Okay. And then I am just going to do libsum 7. Libsum 8. Right. So libsum 9 to 12. Okay. 3 papers. And then I'll say libsum 13. Again, I will say go back to libsum 1. So now let us compile. Let us see what has happened. Your paper is now looking like a paper. Okay, ये देखिए. What has happened now? बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात ये हो गई है कि ये एक बाय डिफॉल्ट ये पेपर का फॉर्मेट है और ये इसमें घुस गया है. Suppose those people who are for IEEE. So I believe that the name of the package is IEEE tran. Let me try. अगर वो चलता है तो अच्छी बात है. And you see how it will happen. IEEE tran ऐसा है शायद पेपर का नाम. And your paper has become an IEEE paper. Look here. Okay, दिख रहा है? You just reformat and it will become an IEEE paper. So we will talk more on this, talk more on these presentation techniques in the next lecture. I hope you have enjoyed today's. I don't know because I'm not getting feedback that much. But if you have enjoyed, congratulations. You can actually do a lot of development with these LaTeX packages. Thank you very much for attending the session.